Okay, it changed something again, maybe. I think could be. I think it should be better now. I think it's changed, no? Are you there? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Really? Yeah, just I think I know what you mean. It's really the contrast is really dark. I don't know, this wasn't. I remember changing something in the color in OBS, and I don't remember. I thought it wouldn't matter because it was okay before. Oh, ArtStation retweeted a painting from me. What the fuck? Uh, just 6 minutes ago. Wow. No, I can say it's not too dark. I mean, in the image itself, the color. If I add I mean, it's the range. Like this, this would be even possible. It's going like almost black, but it's the curse of digital painting. Doesn't matter, or you can't control it, how it's on different devices and monitors and. Yeah, but maybe you can even try to make more mood. by adding make it a little more like almost like a fog. I don't know, but I like it. It's like almost this part has some, and this is completely clear, and it just comes from the darkest parts you have here. If you and I like the contrast, and I know. But it's more like this I said earlier with this line. It's so nice, everything here, and this horizontal line. When I have it on the big screen and see it's pixel perfect. Like you try to here, you have some smoothing, and it can make a huge difference. Like it looks like an alien thing, no, not meant to be something. But there's nice details and a nice mood. I even think like maybe put some details. I don't know. And also the the water the could add. I mean, it's not bad, but the reflection maybe a bit more, and then have some reflection on top of light spots, and it's kind of really hard to say from. I mean, it's hard to have. I think overall it works well. Yeah, that's. I had this just the other day. I used the same, and I just made sure. I mean, it's easy to add some just a little 2-3 pixel blur. It's my daughter in the background. But yeah, if you go this far and put this much work and detailing, sometimes it's worth spending some time more on things that don't really, you might think don't really matter, but it's I mean, if you could be so much more if you have this like this goes into infinity, you know. Now it's just stops even before the skull or on the. It's hard to say, but it's just. I mean, on a size like this, there's some dark over the horizon line or whatever it is. That might be if there's some light, some bright thing. But overall, it's nice composition, and it's simple. It's almost as like a movement. To me, this looks static, but I don't know if it's meant to be moving because of this smoke or debris or what it is, and this it has a nice movement from the shape, and this beard or whatever is adding to that, maybe I don't know. I mean, movement blur is really hard to suggest movement. I mean, you can use the motion blur. It's the easiest way, but it often doesn't work just out of the box. But sometimes copying this and using the motion blur and then like 20-30% over it and then maybe remove some parts can add a lot too. But it's not really clear, is it moving or is it stationary? Well, I don't know if it matters at all. I also had a similar I was just sketching speed painting, but it reminds me of this. Or maybe just have some lines that I don't know, maybe too far. Let me check. Hmm. Oh, here it is. Just something that one of my I mean, it's not the same or similar. Maybe just from the composition, it's kind of reminds me or similar. This figure, the scale. It's just more complex, I guess. But maybe I tried to add some detail to this figure, and it's not completely. I mean, I didn't paint it out, but it's really. I always ask how much is it worth, like adding motion blur, kind of. Whatever. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for sharing. I was muted again. I think doesn't matter. Um, yeah, we have build copy. which is, and then open the same painting while painting on it and have it on a different monitor and have it grayscale. It's nice. And yeah, who Virosk, super nervous to post here, but I love to get some general feedback on this piece. I love to be able to get more depth into full scenes without distracting the main focus too much. This piece was personal project for my illustration course. So you make, are you in the chat? Is Virosk in the chat? Virosk. There's a Vicroar. Virosk Illustrator. Yeah. So you're doing illustration course, or you get them. You take a course, or you are a mentor. Or this was a piece for with framing. Interesting. Makes it complete. I'm already done. You took mentorship from someone. Okay. Looks cool. Looks nice. Some epic horse scene. It's funny with this framing. Almost. Can I cut it? I'm sorry, but it's not personal. Whoa. It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, it's not I mean, it's nice have a frame, and but it's almost like it's too distracting. it looks too good with frame. You're cheating. Yeah, so depth is really hard because it's almost too saturated, and power or a large part of the background is orange, and but it has some nice touches here and there with like the depth, but it's like so much that it almost goes comes to the foreground, or is like, yeah, it's kind of hard to say. It's almost like flat, and is, how do you say, fighting with the horse value and color. And I know it's really hard to have such a limited or reduced color theme going with such a bright yellow, and I think less could be more. Yeah, it's kind of competing with everything on there's it's almost like you don't know where to look, and until now I didn't even see him so much to look at. And it's not generally bad to have much detail, much going on. It's just hard to find the balance. And I'm the same. I'm struggling. Almost every artist is struggling at some point with these things. And but what I mean, it's like it's going all over here with this same color, same tone, same hue. There's some yellow parts. I think. Well, what I'm saying, less could be more, is you only need like this range to be fully like really bright and yellow, orange, and then it can go really grayish, just to help to have contrast between, or even go to a greenish or bluish. I don't know. I mean, there's you have something that's going on here with have some different. But yeah, as you said, it's competing. A lot is competing with each other, and it's sometimes hard to say what it is or how to fix. Sometimes you try to fix and it's even worse. Or but I really like the composition, and that there's a lot of details and figures to look at. This arm is strange, but from yeah. I mean, the colors are cool, nice, and then but it's just almost like overwhelmingly much. And I don't know if this is intentional or is from the frame, comes from the framing, the vignette effect. And also like values. There's not much. if you look at a really small, I mean, you have these bright spots, and then it's all. I mean, you see there's something in the foreground and mid-ground, but you don't really see what it is. So even like maybe having these horses more like this gray could help, and just have this horse really in this behind maybe a bit reddish. It looks almost like you added some, just with the airbrush, some reds, that how it looks like, and it's often hard to say, like too much saturation everywhere, and maybe also make this little more darker, more really from really have some dark parts, while the other parts are bright from the light. So it's hard to say where the light is. Is it from this guy? But really try to nail it down with, or figure out where do I think this is really nice, kind of what I'm trying to say. It's, you have some dark parts, the shadow, and then but it's really nice work. It's amazing. Put all the details, and I think it isn't easy. It's a lot of work. I don't want to put it down. But sometimes, like, do you even need all this really painted out and visible everything? Sometimes you can like get away with just the silhouette and just really sparingly use details. And I think maybe not, and maybe it's just it's awesome to have these horses, and but then it's the background here that's too much noisy. Comparing, it's competing, as you said. It's I think it's not only the color; it's also all these little details here. That's too much. Yeah. Either have maybe a bit reduced details here, and then really collapse the shapes and make it simple, keep it simple, or have this all really detailed and nice lighting, and then the background a bit, just make it less noisy. But it's really amazing painting. Some nice feel and the composition and this fantasy style. But there's a lot of things I think you're missing because it's too similar, and you see it quite good if you zoom out. And sometimes, yeah, it's hard to know how far you go, how far you can go. And I suggest just to keep it simple as much as you can and as long as you can, and maybe save in a stage where you can still change things easily. Or maybe you work with layers, and then if you save like 2 3 versions, like one you try a different color, a different contrast, and then you look, compare them, and then you can figure out what you like or what you don't like, or what's working, what's not working. it's often hard if you paint and you so focus on details and you paint it for hours and hours and hours and you can't change it. And well, you learn something next. So as that's what I also have to work a lot, or sometimes put some workflow and discipline in like sketching, and then like only really simple blocking out and trying to figure out the contrasts. Like have some variation going. It's like all over the place, a bit the same, and it could be a lot more like this important part more stick out or more focus on. And you have to sometimes get rid of things or change. Is that okay? Yeah, balance and values and all this is hard. And but the more you do it, I mean, you can paint like one or two paintings like this in months or maybe a year, and you don't learn much. I don't know how many you paint or how much or how long, but that's why it's always a good thing to not not work too long on a painting or not too detailed for for a good amount of time until you figure out and maybe make a couple versions. I know it's hard, but it's the way you learn the most or the fastest. And yeah, I think yeah, mainly I think we can fix many things just with having maybe some cooler areas, some grays. Could even still be reddish or orange, but or maybe some more like yeah, hard to say. Yeah, nobody said it's easy, but I find that sometimes the ones you put much work in it, and then you lose kind of sight of things, and we all know. So the earlier the first stages, the more you can figure out these things and then kind of try to push in a direction. And I think it wouldn't really need much, just a couple things. I mean, there's really nice areas here and there, and but seems like almost hmm. I mean, if you just look at something like this, you just you see you see the difference. Like it's almost like parts of it are amazing and work, but altogether it's almost overkill. Although it's a nice, really nice work still. Yeah, so that yeah, yeah. Was this the last painting, or is there anyone? Yeah, sorry if I get something wrong. It's not. It's always taken with a grain of salt. I'm also still learning and discovering things, and just try to be helpful. That's all. And hope you enjoyed so far and could learn something or get inspired. Do we have another one? No. Yeah, it was just a fun, spontaneous decision to make this. I never really planned it. Well, I mean, I had the idea or wanted to do something, but then I didn't really do it or find the time. And always like to help others or give some input or feedback. And maybe we'll do some other streams or sessions where I kind of try to talk while painting or do some examples how to paint landscapes or clouds or anything. But I have a lot of work things going on. I also wanted to finish the videos for my patrons since some time, and I have like I don't know 12 hours of painting recorded, and I wanted to put some commentary over some of them, and it's just a lot of work, and then my computer died and kind of got held back. Yeah, so I have to go do some other things. So but thank you so much for joining and sharing your artwork, which is also always something personal. And usually I don't like to criticize others' work. I think I'm not. Yeah, I can criticize my own work the same way. It's just sometimes someone else talking about your stuff can be cool, I guess. Nothing personal, nothing. If you think it's bullshit, whatever, it's okay. Everybody has a different. Art is so subjective sometimes. So I'm just trying to be like what's something that I recognize from my own experience. Like, as I said, it's 2 years of digital painting, but I did a lot of studying or painting when I was 15, 16 in school, art school, but this was just 1 2 years, and but I always loved art, and it's a amazing journey. So much to learn, so much to see, and I love experimenting with different stuff. So I don't have a fixed style or theme or subject. There's almost no time for everything. Yeah, have a nice day, evening, morning, whatever. And see you next time. Bye bye.